They called her Ao, which means joy, but the men in the village didn't care for her name. They cared for her curves, the sway of her hips, and the way her eyes didn't beg, but dared. Every day, men whistled. Some offered gifts, others whispered promises, and the boldest ones tried to touch what wasn't theirs. But Ao would smile politely, keep walking, and leave them burning with unanswered desire. She was a mystery, living alone by the edge of the forest, never seen with family, never seen with friends. Some said she was cursed, others said she was blessed, but no one knew the truth until Kelechi arrived. He wasn't like the others. Where they gawked, he listened. Where they chased, he waited. He first saw her carrying firewood barefoot, sweat on her brow. He didn't look at her body. He looked at her hands, calloused, tired, strong. "Who carries your burdens when you're weak?" he asked. She blinked. No one had ever asked her that before. Ao laughed quietly and said, "What makes you think I'm ever weak?" And that was the beginning. They sat by the river for hours. She told him how she raised her siblings alone, how her parents died in the village fire when she was 13, how the men came knocking not to help, but to take, how she learned to defend herself, how beauty became her armor. Kelechi didn't flinch. He didn't pity. He just said, "You are not your story, but I honor it." That night, he didn't ask to come inside. He only said, "Let me build with you, not take from you." And for the first time, Ao didn't lock her door, not because she trusted him fully, but because something inside her wanted to try. Months passed. The village talked, said Ao had finally chosen a man. But the truth was she chose peace. And Kelechi? He never paraded her. He never claimed her like a prize. He held her hand in public and whispered, "I see your spirit before your skin." Years later, when Ao opened the healing center for orphan girls, the same men who once chased her stood in line to donate. Not because she asked, but because they finally understood. She was never just a body. She was a fire, a story, a fortress. And Kelechi? He was the one who stayed not for the flame, but to tend it.